Oh, yeah. How's it going, guys and girls? Yeah, this is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel. I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. So, this is a Good Morning Britain wake up call. Yeah. It's a Good Morning United Kingdom because it's like 12:45 here now as I'm doing this video. When I'm done, it's going to be after 1 a.m., which is going to make it like 6 a.m. your time. By the time I download it, it'll be 6:30 a.m. And yeah, so yeah, I just, I'm up late, and so this was like a midnight smoke for, actually, it's Saturday morning, early morning right now, the 15th of November 2025. So I don't know, grab your cup of coffee and grab something to smoke with a blend or whatever, and we're going to have a great show tonight. You're going to love this one. Yeah, so we're in the west wing of the house again, and it's like, now it's like 10 minutes to 1 a.m. And in Britain, they're 5 hours ahead of us, so it's like 6 a.m. So good morning, Britain. Good morning, United Kingdom. Yeah, so I have my E.A. Carey olive wood bowl gifted to me from Welsh Piper 62, Mr. Mark Hill, my brother from another mother. I love that guy. And so in that, we have some Ahab's Comfort super Latakia rich English blend that is cut in strips. You got to rub it out, just a great smoke. Let's set something on fire. Yeah. I don't know. One guy is like, why don't you stare straight in the camera? Right now I'm looking straight at the camera. But I don't know. I think yeah. All right. So is that better? I don't know. When I look at straight into the camera, I can't see myself. So sorry, mate. Let's start it on fire, Mm. Mm. And that is just instant gratification. I don't think I've done one of these like midnight smokes together in forever. So yeah, on Friday, which was actually today, but now it just clicked over to Saturday. Yeah. Had plans with my girl Miriam. I was like, what do you want to do? And she's like, well, why don't you come on over to my place? And she's got a 2-bedroom apartment that she rents. She's owned a house before. She's been married before. And just the sweetest lady. She's like 4.5 years younger than I am. She's 55, I'm 60. I'll be 61. So for a couple months, I'll be 6 years older than her. And then in February, she'll turn 56. It's like, why don't you come on over? I'll order a pizza, wings, and stuff like that. So I brought a change of clothes, everything, all the toiletries, to stay overnight. And I got there at like 20 after 4, and we sat and talked and stuff like that. We walked her 2 little dogs. She got 2 little beautiful dogs. One's a purebred Maltese. The other one is, I don't know, just a cute little dog too, kind of like the Maltese. Both boys. And so we walked them. And then around, 5:15, she's like, well, why don't I order the pizza and wings, And it's like 200 feet down from our apartment, this place called Carbones. And so she did. And then I was like, I don't feel like walking down there. It's too cold, I'll just drive. And at that point, I had 1 beer in like 2 hours, or an hour and a half. So I figured I could drive 200 feet, Went down there, we picked it up. She went to whip out her credit card. I was like, no, I got it. I'll tell you what, men, if you want to be a real man, establish yourself in a job. I'm talking to you young men. Establish yourself into a job where you can afford your bills, not live in your parents' basement, have an apartment, set some goals to save money for a house, and be able to pay for your girlfriend's dinner every time. Every time. We ordered a medium pizza and 10 wings. It was $48 with tax and all that stuff. That's a lot. I mean, I remember being a kid and, you'd order that. Well, back then they had, you'd order a dozen wings, which is 12 wings, a medium pizza. The medium pizza was like $4.99 and the wings were like $4.99. So for like $10, you could get what now costs $50. Be the man. If you're on your first date with your girl and you don't have the money, borrow the money, put it on a credit card, whatever. Pay for your girl's $41 dinner. Don't split it. Don't let her pay for it. Be a real man and pay for it. Okay? And then during your dinner talk, have some plans for yourself. Hey, I'm going to start this business, or I'm going to go work for this company and I'll make this X number of dollars. I want to save for a house. I'd like to be married and have a family sometime. Women can smell that stuff from 10 miles away. If you're a YouTuber sitting, or a video guy in your parents' basement, and you got $3.25, you go to take your girl out, you ain't gonna get too far. So what is a real man? What is a real man? A real man is someone who is raised by their parents, hopefully in a godly way, becomes a man by about the age of between 18 and 21, moves out on their own, has a good job, has goals set for himself, not just out chasing women in bars, okay? Guys that are 18 years old that have a job, that spend their whole paycheck going out chasing women in bars just to have sex, you're still a boy. you're not a man yet. A real man says, okay, I'm going to take ownership over myself. I'm going to take the goals that I want. I'm going to not chase every woman on the face of the earth to have sex with. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to set a goal where I want to buy a house by the age of 21. At the age of 21, I bought my first house. But that's, and look, young men, I understand times are different now. Things are a lot more expensive. So if you're 23 or 24, all right, or 25 or 26 when you buy your first house, that's fine. But when you become about, 21 or 22, you ought to be thinking about them things, I have to establish myself in a career, whether it be my own business, whether it be working for a successful company, whether it be going to college to work, in a professional type of industry. I believe, me personally, that the trades are the way to go now. When I say trades, I say heating and air conditioning specialist, electrician, plumber, guys like that. You can go to a trade school. You can get a certification for that. You don't have to go to college for that. So if you're a guy that, you like to work with your hands, all right? You like to get dirty. You like to make a lot of money. Those guys make a lot of money, all right? Not everyone has to be a doctor, a lawyer, a surgeon, all that stuff. Yeah, we need all those doctors, lawyers, and surgeons and all that stuff, but not everyone wants to invest a couple, $200,000-$300,000 in schooling over, a 7 to 10 year period of time and has that much dedication to that, all right? Well, I'm telling you, people in the trades or getting into a good union, I would stay away from the carpenters union. That's a little sketchy. Let me rephrase that. Carpenters are very well respected, but their unions haven't really served them well. And, you get a lot of off time. You get a lot of off time. But if you're a plumber or an electrician or, a heating and air conditioning specialist, HVAC, you can go to a community college and get an HVAC certification. Go to work for a company for a couple, 2-3 years. Start your own company. But you need to be clean and sober. When I say that, clean and sober, that doesn't mean if you want to have a few beers at night, you can't. But you can't be showing up in the morning or afternoon stinking of booze at somebody's house and you have your own business. All right, that's just the way it goes. This video is coming out a little different than I thought it would. I'm thinking of George Bruno, and George put some things in my head that he felt that I would be skilled at talking about, and I've mentored a lot of young men. So maybe this is coming out now. I don't know. A real man plans his future. A real man shows restraint. What do I mean by restraint? Restraint means that, okay, you think you're a real man, all big and tough. You're 22, you're in great shape, you're buff like me. You're buff like me and George Bruno. You're strong. All right? You want to go out and pick up women and just spend all your money on drinks and booze and cocaine. That's not a real man. It isn't. So, okay, young man. All right, I'm 60 years old. Do I look 60? Maybe to you. I don't know. I don't feel it. But this is the part where, as an older man, I can identify with you guys who are younger men that are 18 to 25 years old. Okay, you know what? You want to sow your wild oats. You want to sow your wild oats, which basically means you want to go out, drink, party, and chase women. All right? I get that. I did that all during the 80s, okay? So I get it. I've already done it. And that's fine to a certain extent, you know. Before you know it, your 20s are over. All of a sudden, now you're into your 30s. Now, you got to think about the actual opposite sex at this point in time, all right? Let's say you're 28 years old, all right? The realistic thing is to find a wife at 28 years old. You're going to be looking between, I'm really pressing the limit on 22 to 30, all right? 30, actually, you should think, in my estimation, a man should look for a wife that is his age or maybe a couple, 2-3 years less. And the reason I say that is because if you're 28 years old and you're looking at a 35-year-old woman, she's already been through the mill, okay? She's probably already had a husband. She probably already has kids. That's going to bring a lot more involvement into your life than you may want. You're going to have to deal with an ex-husband. You're going to have to deal with stepchildren. You're going to have to deal with a woman that's older than you. Yeah, I would think that if, you sow your wild oats, and even the Amish people believe this. When the Amish men and women become 18 years old, they allow them to do anything they want. Drink, smoke, have sex, whatever, blah. They have special places for them to do these parties, barn parties, whatever, to decide if they want to be Amish or not. Most of them decide to, after that little wild time, they give them, I think, 1 year. And then it's like, okay, you got to make a decision. What do you want to do? I think that's respectful. It gives a young person an opportunity to, you're not forced into something, And so, you young men, once you've gone through the wild times, the drinking age right now is 21. So let's say by 24, all right, you've had 3 years of drinking, partying, chasing women, and it's different for guys that chase women and sleep with them and stuff like that, because they can just do that and move on to the next and the next and the next. It's different for a woman because she normally becomes attached and all this stuff. And a woman, as she has sex with more and more guys, her value declines. Guys talk to guys, all right? So by 23, 24, 25 at the latest, if you want to be a real man, you got to start having your stuff together. Okay, do I want to go into the trades? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? What do I want to do? You got to have your stuff together. And then start doing it. Start planning. Start saving for a house. Start saving for a house for yourself. The woman will follow. Yeah, and be picky. Well, kind of rambled on. I don't know, I've had about 6 beers or so, probably didn't stay totally on track with this, but you get it, all right? Be a real man, make goals for yourself, set timelines, find a job where you can fill those goals and those timelines and achieve them for yourself first. And then find a woman, marry her, and have a family. Find a good woman, not one that's been all over town. Just my 2 cents. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Probably butchered this video. I don't know. I'm tired. It's late at night. I've had a 6-pack within... Actually, I'm still legally sober because I've only drank 6 beers since 4:30 today. And it's 1 o'clock. No, it's after 1. So, yeah. Coming to you live from Rochester, New York. Stone sober. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Paul the Pipe Guy. Over. But not out.